Hello and welcome to I've Seen Everything, where the name is ironic and the reactions are... Hi everyone, my name's Andrew and welcome to yet another movie reaction out here, and we are continuing with the two-part Dune series here. This is the second part. We are here to watch 2024's Dune Part 2. Now, it's only a two-part series as of right now. This year, 2026, they are releasing a third Dune movie, and so by watching both of these, we will be caught up for it, with the exception of the television series. Please let me know out there if you've watched the television series, if it's kind of required viewing for all of this. I think it's a prequel, but I'm not sure. Dune Prophecy. But aside from that, we are here today to watch the second of the two currently available modern Dune movies. Again, at least as of this recording, I have yet to watch the 1984 David Lynch adaptation of Dune. I'm still kinda on the fence about whether or not I'm going to do that. Let me know out there if that's something you want to see. Maybe we'll do it as a Patreon exclusive. Maybe it'll actually make it out here. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But where did we leave things off on the planet of Arrakis? Where did we leave things off with Paul Atreides as played by Timothée Chalamet in these movies? Well, the Atreides family had been through quite a lot. House Atreides has been wiped out essentially. Paul's father is gone. Their forces are either killed or scattered. Duncan was the only one who survived initially, who I thought was not even going to make it that far, and then unfortunately died later on protecting Paul and his mother. Paul, through the efforts of his mother, who has been a Jesuit, has been bred and raised from birth to become this kind of messiah-like figure to the universe. There are some among the Fremen who believe in him. There are some who don't, as is the case when you have anybody who's claimed to be some kind of messiah figure. So Paul not only has all the weight of his family name that he's had all his life, but now also to basically be this savior figure for the universe after he just lost everything he's known in his life other than his mother. But still, he has felt his destiny tied to Arrakis, tied to the Fremen. Since before he even set foot on the planet, he has been having visions about them, dreams about them, specifically about Shani. I think it's how you say her name, Zendaya's character, but her people overall, just the Fremen as a whole. So now Paul is out in the deserts of Arrakis chasing his destiny as now a member of the Fremen, and the leader and one of the only remaining members of House Arrakis, which I'm assuming maybe he rebuilds at some point, who knows. But we have wasted enough time on the front end here speculating. Let's get to watching the movie, but before we do, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and check out the Patreon. The full-length reaction to this movie is available over on the Patreon right now. There's other full-length movie reactions over there, exclusive television show reactions, all kinds of stuff. I hope you'll go over there and check it out, and consider becoming a patron. Any support that you offer over there or over here is always greatly appreciated. And speaking of over here, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And that's it, folks. Let's not waste another moment getting to watch the movie. Let us watch 2024's Dune Part 2. Here we go.
An operation was perpetrated overnight, without warning or declaration of war. By morning, the Atreides were no more.
I do wonder if we're going to see Josh Brolin's character, Gurney, show back up, because I thought maybe we see him on something, and we didn't see him die for sure.
And the Emperor said nothing.
Oh, they made Christopher Walken the Emperor. I didn't realize that.
Since that night, my father has not been the same.
I did know Florence Pugh was in this.
He loved Leto Atreides like a son. But my father's always been guided by the calculus of power.
So, he apparently had loyalty to House Atreides, but they were growing too powerful and it threatened him.
In the shadows of Arrakis lie many secrets, but the darkest of them all may remain the end of House Atreides.
The end of House Atreides has been somewhat exaggerated, because the heir to House Atreides still exists. More than one heir. They have a body wrapped up back there, so I'm wondering if that was the man he fought, if this is right after the fight. Because it also kind of seems like he's been embedded with them for longer. Yeah, you should stay down out of sight. Although if they come up over that ridge, that body sitting there is going to be evidence that there's people there. Yeah, not the greatest plan, unless he's got something else up his sleeve that I'm unaware of. Which it does not appear so. Well, being able to fly helps. I was going to say, I wonder about their speed, being able to get up there fast enough. Yeah, I get the sneaking suspicion you're not okay. Ooh, that is a long way to fall. Yeah, I'd stay out of the way of anything falling, which seems to be quite a bit. Yeah, grab one of their rifles. Or a blade, I guess. Better than nothing. I mean, I was going to say Paul has become quite the fighter. He has been training for quite a while, but to be fair, we don't know exactly how much time has passed. Lady Jessica's not messing around either. That's the way it goes, though, too, when you're in the desert. Scavengers. Something like this happens, you gotta loot the bodies for everything you can get from it, including water.
You fought well, once you woke up.
Still has to get a little dig in on him, doesn't she? You know, despite what the worms are able to eat, unless there's something else it hunts on this planet, it still seems like it wouldn't be anywhere near enough to keep the worms alive. They're such huge animals.
I suggest you get some rest.
Kill them all! Kill them all! Rest!
I mean, if you need somebody to play a very physical role like that, Dave Bautista is a great candidate for it. Although, to his credit, from what I understand, he is very nice in person. So, nothing like his character here. That's acting, folks.
He's asking why we're so late.
Is Paul going to surprise him and suddenly be able to speak it?
He thinks you're spies. He said
I got that.
I mean, I'm sure in the not-too-distant future he will be able to speak the Fremen language fluently. Yeah, it's really an inhospitable group of people overall, isn't it? Or maybe just lamenting the death of a fallen comrade. He didn't just kill him, he was challenged. He rose to the challenge. It's interesting to see. Every culture like this has their rituals, to see like the kind of depth of the created rituals here. I wonder how much of this again comes from the actual source text and how much was created for the movies. In one way, kind of farming all this stuff for water is gross, but it's also necessary. They're in a desert. But within their culture, I'm sure there's kind of a beautiful thing to it of like, your body goes back to your people and tribe.
None of us, even dying of thirst, would ever drink this water. This is sacred.
Well, that's even more different than they don't actually drink this water. This is a graveyard, basically, or a tomb. This is the water from all of their fallen.
Our Reverend Mother is dying.
You want me to take her place?
Yes.
Well, it seems like her fulfilling a destiny, too. So be our new high priestess or die. Reverend Mother, rather.
The Reverend Mothers are tasked with holding the memories of all the Reverend Mothers that came before them, so I'll be given centuries of pain and sorrow.
Is it dangerous?
It's lethal for men.
Hey, there are many, many cultures, matriarchal cultures, but people that realize how much stronger and more powerful women are, or can be, when they're not held down. I'm assuming that she passes her knowledge through some psychic link or something. But as she said, centuries of pain and suffering.
What is it?
Why do I get the feeling her eyes are about to turn blue right now? And what also makes me wonder about her child, that this could either kill her child, or what of a child who is in their mother's womb when something like this happens? What could they become when they're born? And is the old Reverend Mother dying as she's doing this? Ah, they didn't know. So what have they created?
She's right! She's right! It's no miracle. My mother was trained to do that. I'm not here to lead.
That's pretty brilliant. I mean, also, there's no value in having this constant fight over who he is. If he is that, it will become evident with the passage of time. Maybe her child is going to be this leader, the one she's currently pregnant with.
Only one step remains. You must do what I did. You must drink the water of life.
It seems as though she is still fighting through the effects of it, that it has taken a toll on her mind to some degree. Or maybe this is just who she is now. So you have two different groups of Fremen, some who are more faithful and some who aren't. And this is the thing. I don't know if this was Paul's plan, but it would make sense. You don't tell people to believe in you. You show them why they should. You either live up to the reasons they would believe in you to begin with, or you don't.
You sandwalk like a drunk lizard.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, well, you're not even in worm territory yet.
I didn't know the worms had certain territory, but also that would make sense to practice where you're not at risk necessarily.
Now that's interesting because in the film books I've studied, the anthropologists say in order to properly sandwalk, you actually have to...
Did you hear the beginning of what you just said? You're talking to a woman who lives out in these places and knows what she's talking about, and you're talking about film books and anthropologists? Just shut up and pay attention.
You know, I'm the only one who believes you're gonna make it until summer. Everyone else thinks you won't make it 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wonder what's happening here. It's not that they're gonna fall in love or anything like that. He already looks like he's in love with her.
What? Stop looking at me like that.
It's difficult to stop looking at someone like that once you start.
If we want to protect your brother, we need all the Fremen to believe in the prophecy.
We need an explanation as to what they're concerned they've done now, that they turned her into the Reverend Mother when she's pregnant. What will her child be?
We need to start with the weaker ones, the ones who fear us.
That was problematic and predatory. She's going to force belief on the weaker ones. Oh, well, if that's what I think it is, and if they're under there, this is going to be problematic when this thing rolls over top of them. Oh, they waited until it was close to give them cover to get out of there. It's an interesting tactic. They're certainly faster and more agile than their opponents here. I feel like someone's going to die under there. I mean, you have to give Paul credit. He doesn't back down from a fight when running into battle with two adversaries stalking him.
Charlie!
Ooh, well, that'll work too. But I'm feeling like you're going to miss your window. You better hurry. In and out the door, and you're about to lose your cover.
I'm triggering. On my signal. Be ready.
Smart. He's going to lure it so she has a clean shot. He better be fast.
Go!
And there goes his cover. Moving on him. Yep, too late, buddy. By the time you look back, you're already dead. Nice shot. This is how you end up doing this, though. You keep doing things that people aren't supposed to be able to do.
The further north you go, the more likely it is you die.
That's how you unify people. You know, you don't try to. You just be a decent person and do your best. And maybe good things happen.
You shall be known among us as Usul. Needs a war name. You must choose.
The small desert mouse.
Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib.
I really like their dynamic, all of them, and how he's integrating into the tribe. He's even bringing around people who didn't believe. Again, not necessarily like, oh, he's the Messiah, but like, at least accept him. Show that he's one of them. Show that he cares. Show that he's trying. You know what I mean? That's the one still haven't figured out yet, and I'm sure he's gonna. They actually ride sandworms. That's pretty crazy. Oh, symbolically he found his way. He doesn't need to be defined by his former house. He found a new way forward. He's not trying to rebuild House Atreides.
Where you're from, does water really fall?
Oh, yes. Sometimes it rains for weeks. When you see sand here, imagine water.
I don't believe you, so...
I mean, it would be impossible to imagine if you grew up here, where water was so precious and so hard to find, to imagine places where water is so plentiful that you can swim in it, dive in it, all of this.
I'd very much like to be equal to you.
That's quite a line there.
Maybe you could be Fremen. Maybe I'll show you the way.
There you go. I think he absolutely found his way. He found a place that feels like home, or people that feel like home. He found a place where he's at peace. But me, haven't seen too many movies, as soon as I see two people who love each other come together like that, I worry from a storytelling perspective that now it's at risk that one of them's going to die. I mean, they seem to be having a fair amount of success. They seem to be a real thorn in the side of the Harkonnens.
Do you know what it means if you fail? Tighten your grip, Raven, or feel mine on your neck.
He's killing people and taking oil baths? Is that his life now? I'm presuming Raven is his successor. He's going to be the next Baron.
I'm in the south, and I'm following someone, and it triggers a holy war.
It's his mother. Either his mother or his sister. But he has a relationship with the Fremen where he's actually becoming one of them and respects them and all this stuff. She does not have that relationship necessarily.
Nothing fancier. You will shame my teaching.
I won't shame you.
Shai-Hulud decides today if you become Fremen or if you die.
How often does it come down to that? Well, you'll either be able to do this thing and it'll be amazing, or you'll die. That's interesting. Chani is wearing color on her hair, like she has a bandana, a blue bandana on. I don't know if I've seen other Fremen wearing colors like that. I wonder if that symbolizes something. He's got the blue eyes now too. I thought I saw that earlier when he woke up from the dream. Interesting. So there's a place where the earth is more solid, and that's what they mean they're outside of worm territory, is that there's places where the earth is too solid for them to travel in it. You know, they might just have a decent quantity of those thumper things, because they have to go through a fair amount of them, with how often they use them to call worms. Of course, it's going to be a way bigger one than they expected, and he's going to get it. Or he's going to miss this time and then try again and get it next time or something. Ready or not, here it comes. Yeah, that seems insanely dangerous. That seems like a good way to end up buried in the sand. Ooh, that's gonna be tough. Yeah, you better hurry. You're close to the ground. No, maybe? I mean, he's taking a lot of sand to the face. There you go. All of them, but the look of relief on Johnny's face. That was crazy. You know, I'm not downing him, but everything is confirmation for him, you know? I mean, there are few things that say control of the elements of a planet more than being able to ride the most fearsome predator like that. So that's what he means by as written. It was even bigger than they thought it would be. See, that's what she meant. She's preyed on them with her abilities as a Bene Gesserit to control people, to infiltrate their minds.
I'm no Messiah.
Yet we have a Bene Gesserit among us, fanning the flames of your legend, saying you're the one.
He never wanted this. I think he's right about, or like he's being honest about that. Like when he said that he's not a Messiah and all this. He never wanted this. This is what she wanted. He just wanted to be one of them. She's been building this since before he was born.
What your people did to this world is heartbreaking.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope!
Yeah, you indoctrinated them. You forced your beliefs on them, and then chose to see it as giving them purpose.
I'll be waiting for you.
All of us.
Oh, that was creepy. I imagine the Fremen had their own beliefs and religions and traditions and all of that before this one came along, as we've seen happen on Earth far too many times. So now he has an active interest in proving he's not some kind of Messiah because he doesn't want to sell her religion.
We're tracking them, my lord. Today, Wadib dies!
Yeah, I'm getting a sense maybe today you die, Robin. I mean, again, we see this theme over and over again, outsiders that come in for profit. But now they are fighting an adversary with a significant strategical advantage.
Still negative, my lord. Why do I have to do everything myself?
It's problematic also that he's so hot-headed. It makes him easy to trap, easy to predict.
I've lost them. Strike!
Yeah, pretty much just rage, no strategy. That's not going to get you very far, but it's pretty much on brand for the kind of character he's supposed to be playing.
Muad'Dib! Show yourself!
There you go. You were dead as soon as you set foot here. Your only defense right now would be to retreat, and that might be too late. Even he's afraid of him now. Imagine that. Little Paul Atreides has become one of the most feared individuals on the planet. He sent Rabin running for his life, leaving his own people behind.
Repression only makes a religion flourish.
You underestimate my Sardaukar.
You underestimate the power of faith.
Her Highness proves once again that she was my most acute student.
I hadn't considered before, he's grooming her for leadership too. Obviously, he's going to pass at some point soon, and she'll take his place, the Empress. Makes sense. That's why she was tracking all of this in the beginning, why we were following her.
These are our own religious patterns, aren't they? This is our doing.
If Paul is alive, he likely knows the truth.
Then what hope is there?
We don't hope, we plan.
Yeah, the Bene Gesserit don't hope. They use hope to control others. What a accurate but morally bankrupt view of some in such positions.
Your new blades for this very special day.
Well, this'll kill that typecasting as Elvis. He was very good in that movie, but this is a very different role.
I won't die like a fool.
No drug for you today, Atreides.
Atreides? Who is he of the Atreides, I wonder? Hey look, it's Immortan Joe. He does not look like anyone who should be out in any kind of outdoor light. He's a very fair complexion. Seems like sunburns would be rampant among these people. So this is where we first get to see how crazy dangerous he is. Not just taking out people who can't defend themselves back in the dressing area, which is crazy enough already. Oh yeah, that seems fair. You put 3 bleary-eyed kind of novices out there, underprepared, against your best fighter and killer. Yeah, injured too, it looks like.
That slave isn't drugged.
That bug is walking straight. You should cancel the fight.
Don't spoil my nephew's birthday.
Oh, they purposely don't want to put anyone out there who actually couldn't defend themselves. Lending to the idea later on that when and if this guy fights someone like Paul, he's going to have considerably more trouble. Also, none of these guys have shields. The fixed fights and false competition of the wealthy. This guy's not in tip-top shape, but he can actually fight. I still don't know if he's going to win.
Show me who you are.
Aha. Turns his shield off. I mean, to be honest, I haven't seen anything big and fearsome yet. He's crazy, but that's about it. Yeah, they don't really care if they win fair. They can't allow one of their people to be killed or embarrassed. I mean, he seemed to want to have somewhat of a fair fight. Fair fight.
He's impressive indeed.
I don't know if I'd say impressive. Put him against somebody who's not exhausted and half-starved.
Where are you going?
To my room.
A not-so-subtle invitation. He's going to be in charge of Arrakis, at least for them. The Bene Gesserit want to have influence over him. She's putting him through the test.
Sexually vulnerable. The bloodline is secured.
Oh, she's already pregnant with his heir.
Desire and humiliation. Those are his levers. If Phaedra Author prevails on Arrakis, we shall know how to control him.
See, again, this speaks to Paul's mother. This is what she did, presumably, with his father, and Paul is just a project for her, helping the Bene Gesserit keep control over the universe. You know, totalitarianism always looks the same somehow. Just a little too organized, a little too information, you know? Too much iconography.
My head is caked in sand. Another world.
That sounds like Josh Brolin, I was about to say. So he survived.
Oh, it was nice knowing you.
Oh, yeah?
Radio's clear, we're clear. Cooking time.
Alright, so he's working for them. He's either a traitor, or he was one of the few survivors and had no choice but to go to work for one of these outfits. Magnetic bombs. That's innovative. He's gonna end up fighting Paul. He's one of the main people who trained Paul.
I recognize your footsteps, old man.
Young pup.
That's nice. At least he got to see him again. Things could be awkward now, though.
I've heard many stories about Muad'Dib. None of them pretty. You see the fear.
No, our resources are limited. Fear is all we have.
I suppose that's very true. You don't have a lot. You scavenge what you can. Use whatever advantage you can keep in place. Keep them afraid, keep them guessing.
If I go south, all my visions lead to horror. Billions of corpses scattered across the galaxy.
Because you lose control.
Because I gain it.
Yeah, that would be pretty terrifying, and it would make you pretty scared to fully realize your quote-unquote destiny, especially considering you being pushed into that by your mother, too, or at least she's attempting to.
Look at him, he's hopeless.
He's family.
Really?
He's going to go help him because she can't look at this anymore. It is going to become problematic if... I mean, they're different people now. They've gone down different paths. They may still be adversaries, regardless of their history.
If you don't want to raise an army in the South, you may still have an option. And here I am. I know where your father hid the family atomics.
That sounds incredibly dangerous. Atomic weapons are just, no matter where they are, catastrophic destruction.
You promised me you didn't want power.
No matter what I do, you still don't trust me.
Because you're a foreigner, like your friend.
It is dangerous, though, when you have influences from your past coming back, just after she thought she knew you.
My allegiance is to you, to the Fremen. I'm doing this for all of us. Do you believe me?
I'll talk to Stoker.
It just seems like it's something that could so quickly get out of hand. Also, he's primarily concerned with revenge and rebuilding House Atreides. Paul's not really interested in that anymore.
Did you find it?
I didn't look for it.
How many heads exactly?
Enough to blow up the whole planet. It's a figure of speech.
I'm getting the sense that the Fremen are going to be against this. Or at least Chani and Stilgar. I feel like Stilgar would follow Paul with whatever he does, but this could be supremely dangerous and bad.
These are barren, burnt lands, hidden by sandstorms which stretch 1,000 miles across the equator. Nothing can live there without faith.
If he uses those weapons, it's likely going to destroy the value of the planet to them. Make it toxic and impossible to live there. They're actually raising sandworms. That seems dangerous, even if they are smaller. It's like you could lose a foot or a hand or something. Well, I guess if you're trained. Be drowning it? Oh, this is where they get this poison from. Does it just stun it, or did you just have to kill that thing in order to do that?
Soon a man is going to visit your temple and he may want you to perform the rites.
Let him try.
I mean, that's a creepy voice. I guess if it happened inside your head, it would be even worse. Certainly not the voice I expected out of her. Yeah, they're already winning. That's the thing. Why press your advantage? Oh, maybe they have to because attacks are ramping up with new leadership? Oh, they have leads on known hiding places, known domiciles for the Fremen. Either that or advanced scans where they're able to see it.
You humiliated our family. You humiliated me. Kiss or die. Or even not.
They did a good job of making him menacing, that's for sure. I mean, to be fair, I feel like he tried artillery also, and it didn't really work. I guess this is why the atomic stockpile will be necessary. That thing about not looking for leadership, but stepping into it because you're called.
We need the Lisan Al Gaib to lead our people.
You know what I think of all that, Stellan?
I don't care what you believe. I believe.
Ironically, Gurney, even though he's protected him and he's an ally with his younger years, I don't trust him completely.
I'm moving everyone to the south.
I'll stay behind and cover your retreat. You know why?
I'll stay too.
Nobody stays but me.
He's afraid of the fundamentalists, and he should be.
Yeah, he'll no longer be a man, he'll be a god. And he'll never get control of it again. Ironically, he will be at the forefront of it, but it will move completely out of his control. He won't be able to stop it. But he's still going to have to do it. He's still going to end up there.
You need to see.
So he is somewhat of a mentor. He still has him with him, even though he killed him when they first met.
If I go south, I might lose you.
You will never lose me. Not as long as you stay who you are.
And then I will do what must be done.
I like the way they're building this. I like the way they're building his hesitation. They're building his fear of being made into a god against his will. It would be so much less interesting and so much more callous if he didn't care and wanted it, went to it willingly. It's too bad they can't use the sandworms to attack. That would be a powerful weapon in their favor. I'm not forgetting how his eyes turned blue. Maybe just from eating spice? I thought he went through this, but I guess not. I don't know if this is going to be good for him. He's going to have the Bene Gesserit running around in his head. It seemed to kind of knock her off her sanity a little bit.
You are not prepared for what is to come.
I heard that she made an uncredited cameo as his unborn sister.
I'm here. What happened?
Wouldn't that be something? If he ended up dying right there from that.
Johnny, his body is fighting the poison and he needs your help.
You do it. Why would you do this?
I wonder if there's anybody who can resist that, anyone who could stand up to it. Or if their power to control a mind like that is kind of all-encompassing. Oh, I thought she was going to take it. I thought she was going to try to follow him into whatever state he's in. She said, as long as you're still you, is he still him?
Are you sure?
Thanks to you.
I was going to say, she doesn't seem convinced yet, and she was awful pissed off, which is understandable. Why would he risk that, is, I'm sure, her thought process.
I see possible futures all at once. There is a narrow way through.
I guess that's why he did it. Out of desperation, they did need it. Their strategic advantage was fading. Wow, look at that. Unfortunately, with the threat they're facing, what choice does he have? They need everybody they can get, and he needs to unify them behind one goal.
Still, God, please. For Arrakis' sake. This prophecy is how they enslave us! How they dominate!
She's not wrong. She's arguing for the ideal of her people. Talk about not trusting off-worlders, foreigners. That's where this religion came from. But it is the thing that unifies so many of them at this moment.
Take my life, Usul. It is the only way.
I'm pointing the way!
Wow. Chani loves him, and she even looked angry and got up and drew her blade. I hope that Paul doesn't necessarily have the same motives as his mother, and that he's using it for the aid of the Fremen. Because I don't think she necessarily has the best interest of the Fremen at heart. Title check. I didn't think that was actually going to be said somewhere. Wow. This is why he had to do it.
I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis, Melissan al-Gaim, Louis di Menaruk, Ashidi!
Well, he did use the power of his father's house. I guess maybe that could help them get support from the other houses against the Emperor. Maybe that's why he's doing that way, or maybe he's losing control. She did say, as long as he remained himself. That makes you think that he might not remain himself.
For 90 generations, we have supervised House Atreides. They were promising, but they were becoming dangerously defiant.
Oh, so it wasn't that they were growing too powerful in general, it's that they weren't following the will of the Bene Gesserit.
Your father will lose the throne no matter who prevails. But there is one way your family can remain in power.
She has to replace her father? Does she have to kill him, I wonder?
Paul didn't have a choice,
I won't be fighting for him. I'm fighting for my people.
I came to wish you best of luck.
I'd wish you the same, but it seems you've won your battle.
So, as far as she's concerned, he has not remained himself. He's given into the fundamentalism that she was scared he would, or that he was scared he would. But has he? Again, if that's the direction they're pointing us, it makes me think that that's not the case. Or that he will turn back.
When the storm hits this ridge, Gurney will open the way for you, Stilgar, so you can enter the basin from the west and distract their defense systems. Johnny, I want you and your Fedaykin to then attack from the east.
I thought she left. I didn't even expect her to be there. Yeah, he knows she's not happy. It's a difficult moment. I don't want to believe that he's actually given in to the temptation of power. I want to believe that he's using it because he has no choice in this moment to fight this threat.
The south, regions of Arrakis.
Well, the entire region is uninhabitable.
Apparently it's not uninhabitable because it's inhabited by a lot of Fremen.
Evidence of human activity.
I swear to you I wasn't aware of any of this.
I mean, I thought they killed him. They haven't yet, it doesn't look like. But... Wow. Does that mean they're calling that many sandworms, or just trying to make as much noise as possible? Okay, it seems like it's done some damage. I can't imagine it's going to be, that's all it's going to take. Maybe they should have gone back to orbit. Maybe they can use sandworms as weapons, like meaning riding them and stuff. Ooh, I did not expect that. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I guess we've seen them travel on them. I just never seen them use them in an actual attack before. Jeez. I mean, you have to give them some credit. They know how to run a shock and awe campaign, especially against what was supposed to have been a superior force. Yeah, this is not much of a fight, it doesn't look like. They have underestimated how brutal of fighters the Fremen are. I also like to point out in this moment the role of the Bene Gesserit. They are on both sides of this battle, showing how religion works people, or how it can work people. Clearly the point that's being made there. Oh, is this Paul getting his revenge?
Grandfather.
I didn't know that we'd lose the Baron on this movie, but I suppose that makes sense. Pretty much a total victory. I don't think anyone would have seen that coming. The Emperor certainly didn't.
Look who's back from the dead.
For my Duke and my friends.
Well, that was pretty quick revenge. I mean, they really had painted Rabin as a kind of a coward, surprisingly. But I guess I expected him to put up more of a fight than that. Not a fate that you expect for someone who lived in such wealth and luxury, that his body just be left to be taken by the desert. Is he going to give her some sign of what he's doing?
This isn't over yet.
I want you to know, I will love you as long as I breathe.
Well, that at least harkened back to what he said to her before all of this. So maybe that was a little bit of a signal?
Consider what you're about to do, Paul Atreides.
Silence!
Wow. Oh, how the tables have turned.
You'll be lucky to keep your head.
I'll take the hand of your daughter, and we will rule together over the Empire. You have to answer for my father.
Well, that's certainly not what she wanted to hear. I'm hoping that what he said to Chani before is a signal that this is all part of a bigger plan.
He was a man who believed in the rules of the heart. Was a weak man.
This convinces me further of my theory. We'll see.
Stand or choose your champion.
I'm here, Atreides.
I don't know. I mean, he showed that he was a decent fighter, but we started off in a pretty weak place with him. He was fighting wounded prisoners.
I'm happy to finally meet you, cousin.
This will either be a good fight or it'll be over very quickly. Putting up more of a fight than I thought. Nobody's made contact yet, meaning with the blade. Quite the aerial flip there.
She's your pet?
I'm sorry, I'm not saying much. I'm kind of transfixed with what's going on here. I don't think he can give away his connection to her. Kind of did a little bit already, but I think that might be the little extra he needs to put away this fight. Ooh, maybe I was wrong. Or he's going to pull it out and keep fighting. I figured it had to be something like that. That his wound wasn't fatal, and he used it to get close.
Listen, I gave.
It was a closer fight than I thought it was going to be, but it would have been unsatisfying otherwise. He definitely took some damage, and I don't think he can just heal himself unless he's found that ability. I mean, he does keep looking at Chani a lot, so he's making it pretty clear that she's the person that matters the most to him.
Spare my father now and I will be your willing bride. The throne will be yours.
If he spares his life, what happens to him, I wonder? Oh, he wants him to bow. Yeah, I very much have a theory about what's happening here. That is a cool shot. The only three people not kneeling. I really like that, the imagery of that.
They refuse to honor your ascendancy.
Oh, great. So further war.
What is happening, Mother? Your brother attacks the great houses. The holy war begins.
Fighting to bring down the whole system, apparently. I guess maybe that's the part I don't understand. If they refuse to accept his ascendancy to the leader of House Atreides, which he would by birthright presumably be, or to the ascendancy to the Emperor's throne. Yeah, we're definitely leaving it a down place with Chani and Paul. Yep, there it is. Let's go to the wrap-up. I had heard initially they didn't know if they were going to do a third movie. It would have been crazy to leave this off in that place. So I hope that the third installment is satisfying and they tie all of this up. Here is my theory. With Paul, we have kind of a Doctor Strange in Infinity War and Endgame situation. You know, all the different possibilities, which one actually leads to victory or which one leads to the positive outcome you want to aim yourself toward. His mother is aimed at his ascendancy to be this, you know, basically living God, Messiah character or figure, and her ascendancy with it as the Reverend Mother over him. Paul held off for as long as he could even going to the South because he was afraid to deal with the fundamentalists and what it would do to him just being there on the receiving end of all this power and what that might do to him. I think that he's hanging on to her very tightly, emotionally and mentally, whether she knows it or not, as the only thing, meaning Chani, as the only thing that is holding him back to who he is. I think that is why he said what he said to her, that kind of signal about, I'm still me. This is the thing I said to you when I was, before all of this, when I was still the person you know and love. I am still that person. And I'm, in as subtle way as possible, trying to signal that to you before I go do this other thing. I think that what we're going to see is, and it comes down to the Bene Gesserit being on both sides of this fight. Being on in every side, being in every house, being the influence that is pervasive throughout everything. I think he is using this position, this Messiah level position, to end this war, to have it, but then end it by having it between all the houses, the empire, or the emperor, all this kind of stuff. And then in the moment when the Bene Gesserit will think that they have, I mean, again, they win no matter what. It's basically to have them lose. It's to have this whole system lose, but it's to have the Bene Gesserit lose. It is to use their own dogma to rise to power, and then to completely tear it down once they have saved themselves, the planet, all of this stuff. Once the war is over, once the fighting, all of this system of this constant back and forth, this constant power grab between elite kingdoms and all of this. Once all of that is over, to reveal this religion that has been the influence on all sides, to be the fraud that it is, to make himself the Messiah character, the Messiah figure, followed by the fundamentalists, where they are into him and everywhere he leads them so deep, they follow him without doubt, that if he were to then tell them these things, to twist it back and tell them these things, that they would believe him, that is the only thing that could kind of deprogram them from this control as in form of religion that has pervaded every walk of life in the universe. All of these houses, the emperor, even the Fremen, anybody, the whole argument that Chani and the Fremen from the north keep making about they don't believe in this. It's all lies. It's all mysticism. It's sold to them, brought to them from off-worlders and foreigners. It is not the beliefs and customs and religion of their people. I'm not even talking about showing a clear example of things we've seen throughout history on our own planet, of colonization, of wealthy countries coming to what they would consider lesser developed areas and taking them over, and not only taking them over but subverting the native cultures and the native religions and all of it, to use that religion itself and all the influence that comes with it to push back and destroy it. That is what I think is going to happen. That is what I think we're leading up to in the third movie. That is what I hope we're leading up to in the third movie. So we shall see if that's where we end up. But as far as these two movies so far, I have enjoyed them. I'm glad I finally watched them. I can see why people enjoy these stories as much as they do, especially thinking back to a time period when these stories were written, when I don't know if there were other kind of big sci-fi epics written back then like this. So let me know if you're aware, and if you're aware about, sci-fi in these eras. I can definitely see where Star Wars and so many others that have followed have taken inspiration from these stories. I mean, obviously this is a modern retelling of these stories. I am interested now to go back and watch the David Lynch 1984 adaptation, just to see how they interpreted this story. Maybe I'll throw that up as an extra on the Patreon somewhere or something like that. But one more time before we get out of here, I just want to make sure to remind you to go ahead and check out the Patreon. The full-length reaction to this movie is available over on the Patreon right now. There's other full-length reactions to movies over there, exclusive television show reactions, all kinds of stuff. I hope you go over there and check it out, and consider becoming a patron. Any support that you offer over there or over here is always greatly appreciated. And speaking of over here, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, click the bell so you can see when I'm putting out new videos. And also a special thank you to my Seen Everything patrons, Aunt Bess and Stevie. Thank you so much for your support. As for this, thank you for being here to watch both of these with me. I have enjoyed them both. I'm looking forward to seeing the third one at some point here in the near future, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.